Lovely. Ruth and I were just saying we used to make those paper chains as kids, didn't we?
Oh, the paper cuts, the fond memories. And do you remember, you'd be there for hours and hours and hours thinking you've got miles, and you'd end up with like that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, showing our age now.
The weather's not really festive though, is it?
It's not at all, is it? It's just I'm trying to think of words to kind of describe it, and seems to
cover it all.
Yeah, that's a meteorological term, I'll have you know. So yeah, it is all very dull and dreary out at the moment, but it is generally dry, and it's going to be a dry setup over the next couple of days as well, because high pressure is dominating our weather story. And this one is a blocking high. So what it's doing is effectively nudging any nasties back across the north of the UK. So over this coming weekend, there's a possibility you'll hear talk of named storms and amber warnings. Now, this is for Scotland, where there are going to be some thoroughly miserable conditions. Here in the south of the UK, do not panic, unless, of course, you are making any Christmas plans to head northwards. But it should be generally dry over the next few days, but sunshine is going to be rather lacking, and the temperatures should feel generally milder thanks to a southerly airflow. Now then, the talk at the moment is all about White Christmas. It is too mild at the moment, but there is a chance that over the next few days it could well start to turn a bit cooler. We've still got around about 10 days yet, so there's a possibility things could change. Meanwhile, here are the details. And just before I go, if you are planning a night in tonight, maybe I can tempt you with...
Out tonight at the office parties, we'll have to watch it on ITVX.
I might be with you, but you can find it all there on ITVX. Yeah. Good plug.
And that's it, John Paul.
Well, if you're heading out and about tonight, you probably won't need to take too many extra layers, because it's going to remain very, very mild indeed. Probably won't need your waterproofs either. That's probably good news. A dry night, maybe a few spots of drizzle over the highest ground where that cloud is a little bit thicker, and turning breezy, particularly over the hills and mountains as well. But generally nothing too troublesome tonight, with the temperatures not really dropping away from daytime values. So we're looking at overnight lows of around 10 or 11 in Celsius. That's several degrees above the average for the time of year. And yes, it does mean it's going to be a frost-free night, so that's the positive. It does set us up, though, for a rather gloomy start to the coming weekend. Grey skies, misty, murky conditions, not particularly pleasant. And if you are making plans to head out and about, if you're going walking over the hills and mountains, just be careful, because it will be very breezy here. There'll be an awful lot of low cloud and, again, some drizzly conditions too. But the temperatures will still remain on the mild side, so we're looking at highs of 11 or 12 degrees, and that's despite the lack of sunshine. And I think we can cheerfully say sunshine is going to be in very short supply out there tomorrow, but generally a dry day if you are heading out and about. And really, there's not much in terms of change. It's a similar story as we head into the course of Sunday. Now, I mentioned earlier there's the possibility that we could well have a named storm across the north of the UK with some very, very heavy rain developing. But here down across the south, and in Wales in particular, we will escape that. So it's a dry end to the weekend as well. But yes, we could see a few spots of patchy rain and drizzle. And not really anything in terms of change until we get until round about the middle of next week, where we could well see a few showers developing. But as you can see, it will remain generally mild throughout.